that really define who you are today?
We moved around a lot. Throughout my life, we lived in Washington for a period of time. So probably K through second in Washington, and then we moved to Castledale, and then we moved to Lakeshore, Utah, and I basically spent the rest of my life in Utah County. Memories of a child, watching parents navigate the world and understanding how the world works and the challenges they had. My father is a Vietnam veteran, seen a lot of really heavy things in Vietnam, which I believe carried on into his life. And
In what ways?
a lot of drinking. He was an alcoholic for the better part of my life. Had a really tough time dealing with the things that he had seen, and trying to understand what he went through as a war hero. It was interesting when I would ask him about what he had to do to be a war hero, which he doesn't think he's a hero. He thinks he was with a bunch of heroes, but not himself.
Gotcha.
So learning to understand, I think that was the thing. I understanding what men do to other men, and just I sat with it, because he said something one time. He's like, if there is a God, why would he have things happen?
Well,
And he'd even said, I think I'm more an atheist because I don't think there's a God. And that was probably the first thing I started on a path of understanding, like, this world, because it's heavy. It's a very heavy world. And
is that a seed of belief started from your mind? Well,
yeah, well, it opened up a life to, like, first of all, I sat at a very young age trying to figure this world out. Like, I don't understand, because it's like he would always say to me, we just die. And I'm like, wow, how come that doesn't feel right? Like, you're born, you spend your whole life working through this world, and then you just die, and that's it. And man, that just didn't sit right with me. So you base your life off the war, the things that he'd experienced, what he'd share with me. Most of the time he would share more when he'd been drinking than when he was not. I had a father that was so amazing didn't treat me like a child ever. I was doing mature things very young, and taught me a lot of skills, taught me a lot about believing in myself, that no matter what the world ever says to you, don't believe it. So that was a belief that led me through all of my life. Is he said something one time that was like, it resonated with me, and it's there's always one more thing you can do. And that just because somebody else cannot do it, doesn't mean you can't. It's just that they don't want it bad enough, or they're not willing to try. And that's really how I based my whole life, was outlast, just outlast the temporary, and believe in yourself.
Yeah.
People won't believe in you unless you believe in yourself.